Welcome to my new studio. So as you've probably seen with my last couple of videos, I've moved and I've built out what is now my new home studio. And if you remember what my old home studio looked like, I'll have it linked up above on what that looked like. But this thing has been designed from really the ground up. And there were some things with my old studio that I brought over here and some things that I did not bring over here at all. For me, I had to focus on how I could make a YouTube specialized studio that has really all of the angles as something that is important and utilize the space in the best way, but also make something that is cozy to help me out when it comes to productivity and a lot of my freelance endeavors when it comes to editing, color grading, and producing. To have a place that I can just sit down, close the door, and really just build the mood I want and go to work. So when it comes to the desk, this is really where all of the magic happens when it comes to editing all my videos and just putting all my content together in one real place. So this area is broken up into 3 places. I have really what is my desk area where a lot of my edits get done, a lot of my pre-production, and just really all of the magic that goes into a full video. That goes on right here. And then I have my second area, which is just my comfortable little lounging chair. And this is where I take a lot of my calls. I do some pre-production, some typing, some stuff that isn't so edit friendly, so computer and big monitor friendly. I do it right here. And then last but not least, we have what is the gear closet. And this is where I store all of my gear. It lights up in here. I have all my gear in here. I have all of my bags hung up. I have all my gear, all my batteries, my memory cards, lights, all that stuff. Anything that is gear related, you'll find it back here. So when we talk about the desk altogether, there's one thing that powers this entire desk, and it's my 16-inch MacBook Pro M1 Max. This thing did come out years ago, but it is an absolute powerhouse. I've had no issues with it. I run DaVinci Resolve and Photoshop really full time on it and have had 0 issues to this day. So I don't see myself having to upgrade soon. And my newest update to this room is my Apple Studio display. And I've been doing a lot more freelance editing, a lot more freelance coloring, and I needed something that had equal quality that of the 16-inch screen on the MacBook Pro. And I wasn't gonna shelf out all that money and get a XDR Pro display, so Apple Studio display it is. This is a 5K resolution. It is crystal clear, and I still can't get over how I'm able to close my laptop altogether and be able just to work off of one big screen like this. But a few knickknacks on the desk I have is I have a portable charger right here, and what that does is charge everything from my iPhone to my AirPods to my Apple Watch. I have water bottle at all times. I have a coffee at all times. I have the Keychron keyboard, Logitech MX3. I recommend this mouse to absolutely everyone. It is the best mouse I have ever owned, and I have 2 of them, and I don't see myself moving away from it. Right here on the iPad Pro, 13-inch. Right here, I usually have a storyboard on here so I can follow along when I'm editing on my computer screen or whatever it may be, but usually storyboard right here on the iPad. AirPods Max, headphone of choice. I use these a lot, but I've been finding myself using just the studio display speakers because as it is a great display, the speakers are just as good. Oh, and I can't forget about the DaVinci Resolve Speed Editor. You know me, I'm big on DaVinci Resolve, and this is the speed editor. I cut up a lot of A-roll with this thing, not a lot of B-roll, but just a lot of A-roll, and it really does speed up the process quite a bit. And that's about what sums up this desk. There's nothing really crazy here. I wanted to keep it minimal. I wanted to keep it at a place where I don't get frustrated or overwhelmed when I sit down. I can just sit down and edit. And I decided something that was different from my last studio is, as you can see right here, I have a big window in front of me. So when I'm editing, I'm always able to get sunlight. I'm always able to get fresh air, whatever it may be. So I'm editing in front of a window, and that does create some problems. I am getting some blackout shades that'll be coming shortly so I can control the light a little bit more, but this is what we're working with right now. And right here is really the chill spot. This is the spot where I can sit back, I can relax. I like to journal here. I like to read here. I like to have my morning coffee here and just catch up on emails and stuff. It's a place not only for myself to be able to sit, but it's somewhere my fiance can sit when I'm editing. I can have clients in here if we're gonna have edit sessions and stuff. It's just a little bit different of a vibe. I have 3 of my favorite pictures up on the wall behind me. As you can see, we have 3 of my favorite pictures I've taken over the years behind me. 2 from New York, 1 from Philly. One of my favorite ones right here is this ladder truck that's at the station right at the World Trade Center. Right there are just some of my photos, and this is, like I said, just my chill spot. I even got a poof. Throw this thing out sometimes to get my legs up. I'm able just to chill. Right over here, we have another one of my favorite pictures of Seattle I took. I have the Philip Hughes filament light bulbs right here. I had those in my old studio, but it just creates a little ambient light. It's really nice. Early morning, late nights when you just want a little bit of light to be able to get what you need done. And then I opted into this little ladder shelf to kind of show off some of my favorite things. I have 3 of my Emmys I won. I have a retro film camera, a few plants, a thing of film right here. Just a place where I can show off some of my favorite things. You know, like I said, what makes a studio, and I say this and I preach this, what makes a studio special to a creator is those things that are special to them and make them kind of themselves. For me, it's the picture of the ladder truck. It's the stuff that is special to me right here. It's that type of stuff. And as we go extra wide, you might be wondering how I light this entire space. Well, I have a 100X with a softbox here that lights up usually my A-roll type set when I'm pointing to the camera. I have an Amaranth 60X with a Spotlight SE, and with that I'm able to make different cuts like this up against the wall and create different type of lighting effects. If it's windows, if it's trees, if it's just a cut to show what sunlight is, mimic sun coming through here, I'm able to do that. And then the light that's shining on me right here is the Aperture T2C. And this one has the ability to change color, so I can really just kind of build the effect I want, build something a little bit different, and also light myself when I'm shooting on this side of the room. And it's really helpful to be able to light myself with this, having this window back here so I'm not always backlit and I can front light myself and make that possible. And then I said it a little bit earlier, I got the Philip Hughes light bulbs right there to control the overall light in this place, so I don't have to use overhead lights, because rule number 1 of a studio, of a home, anything, never turn on the overhead lights. Complete vibe killer. And this is probably one of the spots I'm most excited about, and it's the gear closet. I've been able to customize all of my gear in here. I have so much gear that I want to be able to grab it at a quick glance. First things first, I put up these nan leaf lights right here to light up the space, give it a little bit of life when you open in so I can see things. But in here we have all of my bags, all of my crossbodies. We have all of my lighting right here, light modifiers right here, if it's soft boxes, if it's domes, whatever it may be. Inside of this tool chest, this Husky tool chest, I have what is my workbench. I built a lot of my cameras on the top right here. You can see back there I have my X100. And then when you go in here, you just have things like, you got all the batteries that are charged. You come inside of the next one and you have a bunch of cords, you have C-stands, you have tripods, you have all those things. Whatever I may need for a shoot, I may need for a shoot in here, I may need for a shoot out and about, I have it. I have it right away. I'm able to grab it right away. I'm able to build out a backpack right away. And inside here is something that I'm taking a lot of pride on to keep just clean and minimal. But that is the gear closet. One of my favorite things I've built in the studio. And the fact that the Husky tool chest fit in here perfectly like a glove, you can't beat that. Hey, but that's my studio. It's not the greatest video in the world. It's not 100% done. There's still things that are gonna be done in here. The lights are gonna be adjusted. There's gonna be shades in here. We're gonna fill up the corner over here a little bit. We're gonna create a place where I can have my NAS with all of my footage in one place specifically for that, so it stays safe. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll have many more videos of this area. I'll have many more videos behind the scenes of some of the stuff I'm working on outside of this channel and behind the scenes, just to kind of show the filmmaking process that goes into that. I'm working on some really cool things right now. I'll have my moving out video of my last studio so you can kind of see the transition from one studio to another. And let me know down in the comments which studio you liked better. And as always, thanks for the support, thanks for the love. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.